Play it faster. This kid's got a complex. He always wants to blast. He wants to stay the wall. My beat is always stacked is high.
Alright, motherfuckers.
Action. That's where the magic happens.
Yeah, it's for when we record pornos.
Right on the carpet.
Yeah.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
To the Dabba podcast with Sean Lean and Moffat the Prophet.
Hey, come on.
What'd you did it to me last time?
Yeah, I get it, okay.
I forgot about that when I watched
Moffat
it.
the Prophet, boy. We're here today with a Mr. Myke Damage of Cemetery Static.
That's me. Guilty on all charges.
So, where are you from?
Alvin, Texas.
Alvin, Texas? You live in the country or what?
Yeah. It's not bad though. Out in the county, they can't fuck with you about anything.
So what do you do, Myke?
I'm me.
You're me?
What do you mean, man? Like for a living?
Oh, what do you do? Why are you here?
Oh man, to get out the news about this awesomeness. It's Cemetery Static, man.
Cemetery Static, horror punk.
Hardcore horror punk. Yes.
Hardcore
yes.
horror punk.
There's
Yeah, okay,
delineation.
I will say, there definitely is, because, you know, you can go and listen to, Blitz Kid, and any kind of other horror punk band nowadays, I guess, is still going, and doesn't really quite sound like that. You do have a much, like, a hardcore vibe to it. A little bit more, so. Whoops.
The ghosts.
Yeah, I thought that was a weird thing when I was doing a little bit of research for this, was that there's like punk and then hardcore punk, and trying to get like what the difference was.
Yeah. The bad thing is, like, I wanted to start a horror punk band in like 2001. Nobody wanted to do it really, and back then you had like MP3.com and shit like that. And
So you were in high school, I would say?
Yeah, I was in high school.
Oh, did you graduate in 2004?
Shut up, bitch. I graduated in 2004, yeah, but I was supposed to graduate in 2002.
So what was your first band? Was it the Fucked?
No, it wasn't the Fucked. It was actually the Liverpool Specials.
The Liverpool Specials.
Yeah,
Tell us about the Liverpool Specials.
Liverpool Specials, man. It was a practice band of all us kids in the neighborhood, pretty much. Ronnie Schreiber was playing guitar. He lived in Liverpool, and
Really?
he would ride his fucking bike down to my house,
Shout out to Ronnie. That's
30, not 30, like 10 miles away. And then Eric Ingram would play bass, and he lived down the road about half a mile. And then we had Rolly Gonzalez playing guitar.
Is there any surviving Liverpool Special? Any recordings?
There is one song called Liverpool Cool.
Liverpool Cool.
And it was so funny because it's like it was automatically banned and hated by everybody that listened to it because there were so many different influences. Eric couldn't play bass at all, and like everything he played was all fucked up. And Ronnie was actually a really good guitar player even back then. And Rolly had a fucking love affair with Tom Morello and tried to like ate Tom Morello style on his guitar all the time. Yeah, we'd fucking do his like Ricky and all that.
That's a hard fucking style to copy.
You know, it's cool, but golly, I'm not. He's a bigger Rage Against the Machine fan than I am, and I personally think Audio Slave is better, but that's me.
The only reason I was in the band is because I had a front porch that was huge, and parents didn't give a shit because my dad played drums in bands before, and I had a drum set, and I didn't know how to play drums. So he's like, "Here, Mike." Rolly comes to me with a fucking book stacked full of like drum tabs from like Rage Against the Machine and Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Was this like your freshman year?
Oh man, this is
back when there was actually punks. There was punks that went to high school. You know what I mean? It was actually cliques.
This was before that. Before we were like punks. I think I was a freshman. Yeah, I was a freshman because Ronnie and Rolly and the other guys were sophomores. But all those influences coming in, it was the most fucking punk rock sounding thing I've ever heard in my life because we were just mixing all kinds of bullshit, and we sounded terrible. And it was like, it just sounds so punk now that I listen to it. Ronnie still has a recording of it somewhere.
When did you do Field of Dead Tulips?
Oh man,
that
rough.
shit was cool, man.
That was in a really dark time. Field of Dead Tulips was actually started by me and a friend of mine named Brian, who he was into like black metal and like death rock and
hell yeah,
and some crazy.
It was fast, dude. It was cool, man.
And
that
then,
shit was really cool. Dude, does MySpace still have that?
No, man, and I don't
MySpace
have
cleared
everything. When they transferred everything over, they bullshitted everybody. All of my when I was in Sweet Tea, all our reggae shit's gone too. I have no copies of that.
Sweet Tea, bro.
But Brian,
that's a good ass name.
Dude, that's a good ass band name, dude. Come on, Sweet Tea.
Brian and me were like starting this just we were mixing like leftover
Brian
crap.
Ingram?
No, Brian Gardner.
Oh, Brian Gardner.
And
Gardner.
we were on a kick, man. It was weird because we were both at a really weird point, and we just had so many different influences. Like he loved Propagandhi, along with the black metal and the death rock, Cinema Strange, shit like that. And I was coming in with like power violence and grindcore, and we were
fucking Battle Rifle, Houston, Texas.
right, straight up, man. Knuckle Scraper, another good man.
Knuckle Scraper.
Damn, that's a good fucking name right there.
They were fucking amazing,
dude.
man.
Sean, man, that's another thing. I should have told you to listen to Power Violence, dude. That's an interesting.
Spaz all day, man.
Yeah, that's a very
Can't go
interesting.
wrong with it.
Yeah, I gotta say, like, researching for this, because I wasn't never really into punk music or anything like that, there's a lot of music I missed out on. I was listening to Bad Brains in the shower this morning.
Fuck yeah, man.
I'm not gonna lie, when all that shit was going down on Capitol Hill, all I listened to the whole day when that shit was going on was literally just fucking Band of DC.
But sorry, I'm gonna get back to the.
I'm sorry.
It's an interesting story because we were mixing all that shit together, and it was coming out like crazy grindcore shit with a 2-piece, and I was like, there was no bass in the band, so back then I was like, man, I could play and do something.
I'll tell you how good my memory is. You changed your snare out for a deeper snare.
I did.
Yep.
So we recorded a couple songs. A friend of ours named Myke at ACCL Community College, who was doing the recording back there. We had some recordings, and eventually we had a friend of ours named John. He passed away. He was the guy that remember back in the day when that guy died at the stadium in Houston. Fell from the. He was the guy. That was him.
Oh, that's terrible.
I think that's like vaguely familiar.
Yeah, he was apparently sliding down the escalator and fell through the stories and.
Well, those escalators.
Yeah.
Damn.
But he was playing bass, and we played a show with just me and Brian first with a band called Puddin' Sauce, which is another grindcore band.
Is great
at the South House.
You're the reason why it's so fucking hard to find a band name nowadays.
And there was only the bands there. Nobody else was there. We also played with a noise band called Black Magic Marker that was there. And then we got John in the band. We played some Alvin shows that we had set up at the Pavilion. And people didn't know how to take it. They were like, I remember the fucking... It was like a backhanded compliment, but I wore like a fucking badge of honor. One of the guys came up and said, man, they're never going to fucking do anything with that shit, you know? It's fucking bullshit, man. He was all pissed off about it. And I was like, why? You know, from the girl who told me, and she was like, he said you're trying to do something and it'll never catch on. That's fucking awesome.
To say. That's some whole ass shit to say, though.
It was cool, though, man. Like, we were doing weird shit.
Yeah, I would wear it like a badge of honor in that attitude, but...
That's like the most punk thing ever, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
What the fuck? I don't know.
It's just like we know people are going to hate it, but we're fucking doing it.
And it was like deliberate too, like the hardcore band Flipper used to do. They would purposely play slow just to piss people off.
Yeah, and they would literally
so cool.
like crowds would throw shit at them, and everyone hated it. It was like a thing just to hate Flipper. Dude, Flipper was great. Yeah, dude.
Ha 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 is one of my favorite fucking songs. Then Caustic Christ fucking covered it was so good.
Who was the guy in that documentary that came out in the dress and everything? And everyone said anything about it, he just beat the shit out of him.
Oh, does it fucking Jack from fucking TSOL?
Yeah.
Also,
Dude, TSOL was great.
Gary Floyd from fucking The Dicks. There's so many good Texas bands that fucking moved to California and put the shit on the map. The DRI did it, fucking MDC, and the fucking Dicks, man. The Dicks are so good. That Live at Rawls album, that fucking bookstore song, is like, I sucked your cock at the fucking bookstore. You don't want to tell your wife you know me. It was so good, man. So unapologetic, man.
Nice, man. So, you were telling me about this this stigma with horror punk. What is that about?
All right, I'm gonna go back.
Explain that to me.
I'm gonna go back to when we were looking when I was trying to find bands on MP3.com back in the day. There was a horror punk section. I was like, oh, cool. I like horror movies and I play punk. Let's see what's happening.
Nice.
I had heard the Misfits before, like a year or so prior. I'll tell you, but we'll get into that later. But there were a lot of bands, and I ordered a bunch of CDs. And Cancer Slug was the first one. I lucked out because it was the horror album. It was so fucking good. I loved it. And I got one from Bony Fiend, and I forget like 3 others that I got. But I learned really quick that it's hit or miss. A lot of these horror punk bands that back then would either just sound like a total Misfits ripoff and do it terribly, or they would be good. Mm-hmm. And you'd get a lot of shitty bands where you got the good band.
You know who was good? Zombies.
They have another album coming out soon.
Really?
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
They're from Italy, right?
No, man. They're from Arizona.
From Arizona? I don't know why I thought they were like a Spanish or Italian band or something. I'm sorry, dude.
You just stop talking. You're embarrassing yourself.
Hey, dude. I love that album with the crazy fucking skull on it. It's awesome.
Dude, the new one's going to be so good.
Wolfskin Killer and like their cover of To Walk to Not.
Man, I like Flesh Eaters, man. That's my jam. They have so many good like songs and shit from they recorded a bunch of live shit before this COVID stuff, and it sounds so much way better actually. So I'm excited for that.
Man, dude.
But the thing is though, what you're saying is like that's the stigma. Like the punks, we're like my friend Rick Retreat did something with us. He said that where he was made a video about how the horror punks are they the juggalos of the punk scene, and we can see that. I mean, well, it depends, but I mean, our fucking community here is like so awesome. Everybody's so cool, and right now it's crazy because there are so many amazing bands that when you get a subgenre that's taken as a derivative from a band sound like
stoner doom metal with like Black Sabbath.
Even better example would be the Crack Rock Steady. You get a lot of these derivative bands that start out really shitty and derivative, and then later they start flourishing. Like really, they branch out and they get these amazing, unique attributes. Like you have Bing Bing Cocktail and Corrupt Vision and stuff like that. A lot of these are really cool bands that are doing completely different things that just improve upon it. But I think this wave of horror punk we have now is like amazing. It's actually
so you're saying that the stigma is that it's almost as if every horror punk band has to sound like the Misfits.
That's what it used to be.
And what you're saying is that it's a whole thriving genre of its own. It can sound like whatever you want.
It's all over the world, man.
It's gotta be spooky.
There are bands that take it that way. That do the full makeup, like my buddies in 5 Cent Freak Show, and they fucking kill it, man. They're so good. A shout out to Nikki Casket, fucking Steve Morbid. He doesn't get enough love at all. And Bela Von Gacy. They have this psychobilly aspects to them because they have a stand-up bass, but it's like just fucking raging, man. And they're so good. And they're just salt of the earth guys. 5 Cent Freak Show, actually.
5 Cent Freak Show.
Yeah.
Where can you find their music? On
Bandcamp. They're on YouTube also.
That's another thing I wanted to ask about. Why? Okay, we'll continue. Okay. I'm sorry.
Oh well, I cover one of their songs. I actually mash up a 5 Cent Freak Show song and my other buddies, the Writhers. A shout out to Robert Rye. That's his birthday on the 17th. Happy birthday, Robert.
Happy birthday,
Robert. Happy birthday, Robert.
Robert Rye of the Writhers.
My buddy Rick's in the band. Fucking Kenny and Chewy, and they're doing really unique things that are amazing too. It's like they're taking this cramped style, but adding so much avant-garde shit to it that people are kind of they have to listen to it a few times. And it's not saying anything bad about it. It's amazing. Robert plays an accordion.
It's very nuanced.
It's crazy good, and there's so many bands doing amazing things now, and I'm very excited toward it. It's not such a stigma with us now. It's still, because people who are outside looking in, they don't understand it. They still think it's shitty Danziger Graves impressions with no fucking personality.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like
There's some terrible fucking
There is.
horror punk bands
There
out
are.
there, dude. I'm
So like as someone like me who like honestly just never even heard of like horror punk or anything like that, like what exactly is horror punk? Is it kind of just an homage to like horror films and then in the genre, or is it?
Man, what I would say is, personally, it's punks to like horror movies and things that are spooky and shit like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's essentially like what horror is to movies. It's just what horror is to music. You know what I mean? I don't know how to explain.
Like anarcho bands talk about politics and shit, and horror punk bands talk about horror movies.
Horror movies.
And
Okay.
horror scene in general, anything horror.
What's the most fucked up movie you have a song about?
I don't have a direct song about it, but I do have a part in TerrorVision
And
talking about a Serbian villain.
What song is that on?
That's the song TerrorVision, but
What
but
album? I'm sorry.
it's from Audio Nasties.
Audio Nasties.
Yeah.
Nice. Was that the first one?
That was the one that had the first one that came out that had the demos, the contracts, and the actual EP, and the the 2 Death Rock session tracks.
Nice.
But it was a song. It has odes to a Serbian film in it. And I know people are played it out and shit, but I swear to God, me and my girl watched that movie, and by the end of it, we just felt disgusted with the human race and felt dirty, and we just didn't want to.
Some movies leave you in a fucking filthy ass.
I felt
state of
so
mind.
off. We just both looked at each other and we just didn't talk for like 5 hours.
You know what movie did that to me? Necromantic.
I love that movie, man. I
I was telling him about that. This is literally, oh my god.
Yeah,
It was a German horror
When she
movie.
fucking takes that pipe to that body and shoves it in the puts the condom on it and starts writing it.
No, it's terrible.
Well, the
God
movie that
damn.
did that to me when I was a kid was House of a Thousand Corpses, because someone showed it to me really, really young. I didn't even know who Rob Zombie was or nothing like that, and then
I'm not gonna call you a noob or anything.
I was about to say I know it's a very noob answer.
Fucking noob.
I've never really been like into horror. Like I like to like watch videos and like
Certain movies
learn
will
about
shock
stories
the
and
fuck
stuff.
out of you, though.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend a Serbian film.
I wouldn't recommend anybody watch that movie.
Not
to
if-
be
not if-
honest.
not
There's not
if-
anything really valuable in that movie.
It's beautifully shot. It's such a beautiful movie.
Like so much, I recognize the work in it, but I'm saying the value that what the impression it's gonna leave on
I don't
you
know.
is just.
It might be valuable to
watch it.
somebody if you want to fucking feel your humanity.
Oh golly, dude! Here's something I just read today. I don't know if you know about it, but you know who Alec Bailey is from Leftover Crack? The bass player from Leftover Crack actually passed away.
No, really?
Last November.
Oh shit!
I just read
I
about
play
that.
Crack Rock Steady every time I pick up the
Dude.
bass. That's the first thing I do to warm up.
Exactly.
Do.
I know the bass player from straight up Leftover Crack and Choking Victim. He's
Man,
sad. Rest in peace.
that sucks, man. Damn.
Yeah.
Fuck
But,
2021 already.
Fuck.
I gotta say, like, that's my biggest takeaway from learning about this genre and everything, and picking up on some of this music I never listened to, is the names of these bands and albums and songs are just unbelievable.
It's a bunch of creative
Like
people, man.
it cracks
Slip
me
it
up every
in.
time.
Black Flag. Slip it in.
Kira was a good bass player too. She was good.
Yeah, she was good. Didn't she leave that band? She left Black Flag over that?
No, she was very uncomfortable. She said, but you know, she won an Oscar for doing the music to Mad Max Fury Road.
She did that music?
Well, that's who that was.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking
I
cool.
fucking
actually.
love that movie.
That's really fucking badass. So the female bass player from Black Flag back in the day
The music
did
for
the music
yeah.
for Mad Max.
She won an Oscar for it too.
Yeah, you know what's better than Mad Max, dude?
Everything.
Yeah.
The first Mad Max.
Waterworld.
Yeah, for sure.
Fuck. That movie. You know what's even better than Waterworld? Fucking The Postman.
The
Oh, The Postman is a
Doesn't get
fucking
enough love,
classic.
man. I
didn't
love
watch
that movie.
You should watch it.
You're
It's
doing
a great
yourself a
movie.
disservice.
Yeah.
You need to check
What's
it out.
about?
A dystopian world where fake Kevin Costner fakes being a postman to get get laid and get some food,
That's
and then
crazy.
starts a fucking revolution.
Yeah, he basically kind of like, if I remember, it was a long time ago, but he kind of like brings back society through bringing people mail.
Mm-hmm.
That's nuts.
Towards the
Kinda
end, it's like,
Equilibrium. You seen the movie Equilibrium with Christian Bale?
yeah, where they're burning
Kinda
the
the same
art,
thing,
like they
yeah.
burn the Mona Lisa
Yeah,
in the beginning of the movie.
Anyways, so why Bandcamp? Why did you release everything on Bandcamp? And I'm noticing you're not so active on like any other platforms as far
No,
as
it's weird. Bandcamp's where everybody's at. It's like it used to be MySpace.
okay.
And,
so as far as like I have noticed that a Bandcamp tends to be a home for like truly like alternative underground music.
Bandcamp reminds me of the old mp3.com where you could just like go discover new bands by typing in what you're into. Like what subgenre, you just type in like punk or hardcore or whatever. Fucking shoegaze. Then you'll find a ton of bands from around the world.
It's fucking cool.
And you can get free music there, or you can support a band.
You know, a good fucking band, No Foo.
Fuck yeah, those are unofficial members.
Those dudes are great.
Well, they're not. Sorry, they are official members of Cemetery Static. Yes, Claudio, fucking Bido, Emanuele, and GL. Man, those guys are man.
They're fucking
so good.
I love the new wave of hardcore, dude.
It's
really cool.
killing, man. There's so many amazing bands that are bringing back that retro style, like Rat Cage, fucking Nightbirds. I fucking love Nightbirds.
Nightbirds?
They're so good. And just so many fucking cool bands that are playing old school hardcore.
And you can find all these bands on Bandcamp and
YouTube, Bandcamp.
So how is the networking on Bandcamp though? Like what? Like if you find a band that you really like, would you be able to message them and contact them and be like, hey, this?
To be honest, man, I don't know.
Not really. You just kind of put your shit out there.
I put my shit out there, and if people listen, then they listen.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
I just promote it through Facebook and shit. I'm the old fuck, so Facebook is my number one. Get to everybody.
Man.
So y'all both would probably disagree with that whole statement of like punk is dead.
Oh, definitely, but it
depends on what you mean, dude. Because nobody is busting into abandoned churches and playing fucking punk shows anymore.
So it's not what it was in the '80s, but it's still something today.
I was a little kid in the '80s, so I don't know what it was like. I just from secondhand.
We weren't even born.
But it's different than it even was back in like the '90s and 2000s.
Music is different than it even was.
If you want to call it that, man, there's so much like meaningless bullshit.
Dude.
Nobody's into it. They don't want to fucking. It's meaningless. It's all like dancing and shit and corporate. There's nobody saying anything.
So in the Cemetery Static, so you're saying that these guys in Nofu are like they're official.
Yes, they are official
Static
members.
So whatever, meaning what? What is that exactly?
They're my bros. They're my family, man. Because
exactly, but as in Cemetery, the Static, the collective, or,
yes, the collective.
You're going to actually
no.
Music
No. They're my brothers. They're part of me. They're part of the band.
That's fucking cool.
They shouted me out on their record.
That's fucking awesome.
When they were coming on their tour, I offered they could send all their shit to my house because they're from Italy. So they sent everything to my house, and I gave them my drums and my bass to go, and they drove from Austin after fucking Harvey, in a big ass white van, man. And they did their Thrash in the Bible Belt tour, and came back, and they hung out. We ate at my house and hung out. It was Claudio's birthday.
Hell yeah!
And we
How's your mama doing?
Good, man. Good.
She's
your mama?
Up all that good ass fucking
Fuck
food?
yeah, dude. You tell.
Yeah,
I have a slight weight problem.
Slight. Shit, it's not as bad as it used to be. It used to be a big old motherfucker.
80 pounds, bro. 80 pounds. That's like a little kid.
Yeah, dude, I'm proud of you. That's awesome, man.
So you're a one-man band, but you have multiple people that you just work with?
No, I'm a one-man band.
Okay.
But I have friends that like the guys. I would say the guys in 5 Cent Freak Show and the Riders are all official members because they're my bros. They come to my place. They got a place to stay. They got food in their belly.
It's fucking awesome, man.
They're my bros. They're part of me, and
Dude, that's how you have to be if you want to form a scene. You know what I mean? Actually network with these other bands, you know.
You gotta have a community going on.
Well, that's the cool thing
You
about
gotta have content to form a movement or any kind of community to bind people together, you know.
That's the cool thing happening right now, though, with the scene. That's like it's gathering a collective now, and it's like a mecca would be Philadelphia because of the great, amazing work that Ronan
My
James.
family's from Philadelphia.
I don't give a shit about your family. Fuck your family.
Really, I never even knew that.
My grandfather's from Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a swaggy motherfucker too.
But the guys at Horror Punk USA, Ronan James, Steph Infection, Joey, they've built
Staph infection.
Steph Infection.
Staph infection.
But
Sorry,
you're
man.
such a dick.
I
I'm gonna
didn't
get so
hear
much
it.
hate
I
over
was
this.
like, I didn't. I'm sorry.
They have built like a little horror punk empire, and they're
That's fucking cool.
gathering bands up.
I'm not hating.
They're
That's
putting out
awesome.
shows. They're recording. They're building a network of everybody, and they're doing reviews. They're getting coast to coast like video feeds and shit. I mean, they're doing amazing work. And big shout out to the Horror Punks USA crew. They're just it's a fucking blessing for
Shout
real.
out. That's awesome.
So I don't know if this really applies to horror punk and the music you make, but like what I picked up on was like punk and hardcore punk is kind of like a counterculture to like mainstream. Like you got the ones that were, you know, against Reagan and stuff like that. That's what they put through in their music and everything. So like with horror punk, are you what exactly is the thing that you're like counterculturing against?
What personally I'm doing is I'm counterculturing against all the political shit. The best thing politics does is divide people, and what shit's so fucked up right now. Regardless what side of the spectrum you're on, it's fucking the world's going in a spiral.
The truth of the matter now is that if there's two opposing sides, and they can't if you agree with one side.
You're canceled.
The other side hates you.
Automatically.
Absolutely fucking hates you.
It's like a tribe mentality is taking
it's
over.
super
And if
tribal.
you're a moderate,
You're fucked.
there's no reason.
You're a fence sitter.
You're completely just because you don't care enough.
You're a centrist because you're not for my side and you're not for the other side. You're basically useless to either side.
So my position is, doesn't matter, man. I mean, I'm against the politics because it's all they just keep dividing you and subdividing you, so to keep you from unifying. So if I can
we only know as much as they allow us to know.
Exactly. So if I can take and bring some fun, I guess, because people like watch horror movies and stuff, they have fun doing it. So if I can bring some levity and some fun to people without thinking about politics and bullshit, I mean, there might be some underlying political things, but it's not overt or anything. It's more to bring people together and have fun about horror movies and the music. And
fucking music, dude.
Yeah,
it's the most beautiful goddamn thing on earth, dude.
Yeah, fuck politics, man. I'm
fuck
about
politics.
the music, about the horror.
So it's more to like bring people together as opposed to like how politics
forget
separate
about
people.
how shit is so shitty now, dude. Like,
let's all get together and fucking have some fun with some monster movies, you know?
Yeah, I like that, man.
Hell yeah, dude. So in this band, when you do live shows, are you planning to drum and sing?
That's why I haven't played live or anything, because it's just a one-man band, and I really haven't trusted anybody to
play.
Shit? Yeah, because it's different, because I'm a shitty bass player and a shitty drummer. But
okay.
It's like I play the bass and I don't even know how to play bass. I just do tabs and patterns. I don't know.
It sounds good.
So what I'm going to do, because I'm going to start playing shows now. This is the exclusive. I'm going to start playing shows this year. Cemetery Stag is going to play live. And I want to do it towards the summer. And I'm going to play the drums and sing, because I can do that. I did that in Fill the Dead Tulips.
Dude, that's awesome.
And fucking Richard Moffat over here, Moffat the Prophet, as they say.
Oh, me?
is going to fucking play bass.
Yeah.
I'm getting the tabs, and we're going to fucking actually do this.
Yeah, let's fucking actually do it, man. But I'm completely and totally down, bro. But I need you to send me the material, and I need you to come here and practice.
We got this. I'm off on the weekends.
That's completely cool with me, dude.
We're going to fucking do this.
Yeah. We can completely do it.
Cemetery static shows are coming.
Cemetery static shows are coming. So, all right. So, I wanted to talk to you about your buddy Kevin Fegans.
Huh?
Is that how you say his name?
I believe so. I haven't heard it like spoken because we're talking on the internet.
Online. Okay.
He's a cool dude, though.
Have you heard about his upcoming music festival called Fegans Fest?
Yeah, man. He's always putting out shows, and it's like a whole fucking community thing. They barbecue and shit, and he's like always like bring somebody with you, you know.
I saw that was happening at like February 7th, I believe. Don't quote me on that.
It's gonna be rad, man. I want to go.
We'll see. Yeah, I noticed he has like over a dozen bands for sure. He's
Yeah.
about 9 hours of entertainment out in the middle of this field somewhere.
He's so talented too, man. He's
awesome.
badass singer in Critical Condition, and he's a drummer and
slave labor and critical
puts out
condition.
shows, and he's like has a fucking record collector who puts out cassettes and shit, and so rad.
Dude, I'm actually I'm ready to play some shows, dude. Whenever you're ready.
Hell yeah.
I'm totally down.
We're gonna do this.
It's gonna be fun.
I'll definitely be
wear
there.
a mask and I'll be in the dark so you can have the
See, we don't dress up.
spotlight
We don't
on.
dress up. That's cemetery sex hardcore.
No
like that.
dress up, no fucking makeup either. Even though one of us has worn eyeliner.
Fuck off. That was a long time ago.
And I'm not gonna say who it was.
And that
but,
wasn't for any horror. That was just fucking that street punk shit.
there's photographic evidence.
One show. Bastard.
Was it hard for you to put the eyeliner on?
I didn't do it. My girlfriend at the time did.
Oh, okay. Well, see, that's.
I gotta say that someone's put eyeliner on me one time. Have you ever had that put on you?
Actually,
dude?
yeah. I think I have let her go.
That is the most uncomfortable shit.
You know what?
Ever.
I've also had a black ring around my dick.
How
That's
the
because
fuck-
I was hanging out with a goth girl, you know.
Yeah, you also had carrots in your ass too. I've heard
Fuck
about
off,
that.
I was
bitch.
about to be like, how do you get a black ring around your dick?
From their
Like-
black lipstick, man.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Jesus Christ, man. So tell us a little bit about dritsek. What is the meaning of the word dritsek?
It means shitbag in Norwegian.
In Norwegian?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty fucking cool.
Is that another project that you're wanting to start up?
I do. I'd want to.
Well, I mean, we can make it happen, dude. I know a very talented guitar player who would be more interested to play a little bit heavier.
So that would be
stuff,
cool
so.
because I've always, along with horror punk, I wanted to fucking play reggae and ska together, like UK ska with
like
it
an
too.
angry ska.
Angry
Is that what
ska,
you would do?
both awesome. Like my daughter Gracie plays melodica, and she's so good at it. And
Really?
that's what I dig about that.
Yeah, how's Gracie doing, man?
She's fucking growing up so fast, man. She's like a fucking sophomore, about to be a junior in high school, and she's like just way more cool than I can ever fucking imagine.
Yeah, is she into like hardcore and all that?
She's into weird shit. She's like
Yeah.
into weird music. She's a really old soul. She'll take, and she likes old music like from the 50s and like 30s, and then
Nice.
she likes other shit, like weird shit that nobody like thinks about. It
Dude,
makes
I
me
love
so
like,
proud.
jazz and shit. From
Yeah,
the 30s.
and she's like an amazing.
Carnegie Hall, sing. I can talk about jazz. I wouldn't have to get into that. But
She's just an amazing artist. She's like picks up musical instruments and shit, and like with no effort plays them amazingly. And she's like just the coolest chick ever.
That's cool, man.
I lucked out with her.
How's
She's
Caleb?
good, man. He's designed 4 different games.
That is fucking cool.
Yeah, he's
Caleb being your stepson.
Yes, he is 18 years old now. Yes,
Get out of here.
he's 18 years old, and
That
he's
makes me want to throw up.
he's made 4 video games. He's autistic, and he's the coolest kid. He makes the funniest damn jokes. Like we passed a cemetery. This is an old story. When he was young, and he would call it a rip garden.
A rib jar.
So fucking cool. He's like, "Why are we passing the rip garden?" And just like he's so fucking cool.
That's fucking awesome.
I looked out. I have the 2 best kids in the world.
Hell
What kind
yeah,
of
that's fucking
games has he made?
He makes he's really into like Five Nights at Freddy's
Platformers.
stuff, and he's into like Mario and especially Sonic.
He's still into Sonic?
Still,
That's fucking cool.
He goes in a cycle where it's like he'll be into old school Thomas the Train with Ringo Starr and George Carlin, and then he'll go to Sonic, then to Mario, then to Five Nights at Freddy's, and make that cycle back.
Hell yeah.
But he's just the coolest fucking kid. I got the best kids in the fucking world.
Yeah, 4 games at 18. That's
Yes,
really impressive.
He started drawing them out by hand when he was
You should
In like
support
5th
that
grade.
with all your heart.
And I do, man. He's so good. He's gotten way better. But
I wonder how you like if you make a game. Like, what does he have? Like a computer program that?
yeah, he's learned all
this.
this stuff for free from free software and YouTube videos, and he puts them on Steam and these other platforms where
Dude,
his
he's
friends.
got what the hell?
Yeah,
He's
you
got
can-
shit on Steam
yeah,
right now. I
getting
can
on the
download
Steam is-
Caleb's game right
I believe
now.
so.
Yeah, it's. I wouldn't say
I
it's
can
like
download
easy,
your
but it's a.
stepson's game right now.
The thing is always like really hard on himself, so he like will take it off because he reads comments, and I told him, don't worry, don't listen to people, son.
Oh man.
So
Yeah, Steam is a nice platform where they basically open up where anybody can kind of go on there, and if it's good enough, I mean, it'll take off. That's how people make it.
I'm just so impressed by his skill, and he just sits there on the computer and does his thing.
What's it? I mean, it's a better time than any to be getting into video game design and everything. It's turning into like a serious industry.
For real.
There was a time where I wanted to get into that and everything when I was a computer science student.
Yeah, this guy's trained in digital forensics.
Damn.
I wouldn't say trains. I've dabbled in it. There's a reason I'm not a digital forensics person now.
We're gonna get you Hunter Biden's laptop.
It's a bit hard.
Golly.
That shit's very complicated. I have done a few things like finding someone's IP and like like little things in school where you do like little activities and.
This is the part of the podcast where you talk about the VPNs and shit.
Oh yeah, definitely. If you don't have a VPN, you should get a VPN. They're really fucking good for you. I say that, and I don't have a VPN on my PC right now.
What the fuck is a VPN?
A VPN is essentially it's like a thing that takes your IP and then like makes a fake
like
one.
a floating IP address?
Yeah, it bounces
like
it around and everything. So if someone were to try and hack you,
Dude, it's been so long since I've
Any
refreshed
podcast
myself
that's
on
worth
this.
its salt has a fucking VPN sponsor.
yeah, every fucking podcast.
Oh well, not this one.
Not yet.
Suck
Not
my
yet.
balls with that one. I'm just kidding.
That's why you don't have your tonsils anymore.
Golly. Yeah, dude, that operation went terrible, dude. And I got my tonsils taken out, and dude, in an operation that should take 10 minutes, it took 3 fucking hours.
We found out why, but we're not going to go into it here.
That's no, dude. Yeah, man, I just kept bleeding, dude. At one point, I swear to God, I was like, they took me back for the 3rd time because of bleeding, and dude, I just remember. Like, because I was a lot of anesthesia, but I remember, like, spitting blood into a cup, right? And it was like...
Like coming in and out of it?
Coming in and out, yeah. And I just remember them saying, all right, we got to take you back. So they wheeled me around, put me back on the table. I can't even move, dude. Like, for the first 2 days after that, they put me with so much anesthesia because they had to knock me out, like, 3 different times.
That shit is scary, man. There's a lot of people that just go in for some routine thing and they go under anesthesia and just don't wake up.
Dude, and
It happens all the fucking time.
So at one point they put the it's like to knock me out. They use this gas, and it literally just knocked me out. And so
I love to try and
I'm
like
literally
stay
sitting
awake
here-
on that shit.
Yeah, me too. But it never works.
Yeah.
You fucking wake up with your throats opened up.
Yeah, dude. So
He's
they're
used to
telling me
that.
to breathe, right? But my throat is bleeding, so I'm on my back, and it's like I'm trying to like breathe so I can go unconscious by the medicine or whatever, the gas, while also trying not to go unconscious by choking on my own blood. It got me like, so it's like, god damn. So I'm looking around, I'm like, at one side, I was just like, oh shit, and I was like, you know what, they know what they're doing, and then
I wouldn't.
that shit was it was alright.
You know,
I'm fine.
Oh, we're glad you're still
My
here,
voice is
man.
We are
Nice and-
glad.
Nice and resonant.
Yeah, I mean,
It's husky.
it sounds essentially the same, but you can hear like a little bit of.
I can feel my head vibrate in a different manner than it used to when I speak now.
That is
crazy.
fucking
It's 'cause he's
weird,
got a
man.
vibrator stuck in his ass.
Weird. Shut the fuck up.
You know, Richard kept asking for some cranberry juice after he came out of his tonsil surgery. And I'm like, why? He's like, I'm on my period.
Oh my god.
He's like, Stephanie, hold
Dude,
my
no,
purse.
low key, dude. I don't know if have you ever been in the hospital?
No, it was like surgery or nothing like that.
Dude, in the hospitals they have these little like apple juice containers.
Oh, the apple juice
With
in
the- with
hospitals.
the-
Oh,
the
yeah, I know
fucking
about those.
foil on the top.
Yeah, it's like looks like
the
applesauce.
best fucking apple juice that you can ever drink. I don't understand, bro. I actually took some home.
It's because the fucking hospitals like hoard that shit. They give us the bullshit. My apple juice tastes like piss.
Okay, so I got a curveball for you. What do you think makes better horror, the Italians or Japanese?
Fucking the Italians, man. I love Italian horror.
But Japanese horror, though.
Man, Japanese
You can't
horror.
just.
Yeah,
I know you're a Lucio Fulci like.
fuck yes.
horror.
Fulci lives, man. But I know what you're saying. There's some good Japanese that I like, but I don't like the whole black-haired ghost thing they're into. And
Yeah,
some
that
of
stuff
the
is
some
weird.
of the
I
other
forgot
things
it's
is more subversive. Like
But that's just to their cultural. That's their culture. You know what I mean? The black hair, white gown. That's like that goes back long.
they also got a really intense gore scene, which I was into for a little bit, but a lot of stuff in
Tokyo Gore Police. You know what I'm
fucking
talking about?
splatter, naked blood, Living Dead in Tokyo Bay.
Dude, Naked Blood. Sean, dude, if you ever want to watch a movie that's gonna freak you out, watch Naked Blood. It's about like a medical student that creates a serum that's supposed to be the best painkiller ever, the world's best painkiller.
Mm-hmm.
But it ends up doing something different. Like it
It kills the
brain,
pain, all right.
It makes your brain interpret it as pleasure.
pleasure.
Dude, it like
Oh,
so,
you turned into, was it
and so he
necrophiliac?
gives it to these.
No.
Or no,
these,
not necro.
They start mutilating their own bodies and like eating their pussies with forks and knives and
Oh god,
shoving
dude.
shit on their
Absolutely
face
awful.
What's this shit where you
Absolutely
get off
awful.
on pain?
Sadist,
That's a masochism.
Masochism?
whatever.
Yeah, so it turns you into one of those.
Pretty much, but
Yeah.
like literally, like dude, it's awful.
This chick
It's
is
awful.
literally sitting on her fucking counter
And
with her
it-
legs
yeah,
spread,
yeah,
and she's like knife and forking it, man, and eating it.
No,
God
dude,
damn.
it's absolutely cringy and terrible. And
Which is also a track on the new Split.
yeah, Naked Blood on the was it Casket Case and
Yeah,
Cemetery
Cemetery
Static. Split, which I have right here, which Mr. Myke Damage over here has been so gracious to provide for us. You can find this on Bandcamp. It's pretty sick ass cover.
Yeah, the art for that is pretty fucking great.
Yeah, I do all the art too.
Yeah,
Everything.
yeah, and this man sitting across from me actually did our logo. And you did a fucking good job too, sir. I want to put that on a shirt.
Yeah, I
you.
fucking love the logo.
The microphone, you nailed it, sir.
Good. I'm glad. It actually kind of looks pretty cool. I'm happy with it.
So what is Eat Shit about?
Eat Shit is funny because it's about two things. It's a callback to Clerks 2,
Clerks 2.
where you never go ass to mouth. And it's also about the human centipede, where it's 6 arms, 6 legs, but only one asshole.
Have you seen that movie, Richard?
6 arms, 6 legs, and only one.
Because there were
asshole.
3
I
people on that
fucking-
first one. There's also an Eat Shit Part 2 and an Eat Shit Part 3. Eat Shit Part 2 is about the second movie, which is even better. And Part 3 is even way crazier.
Yeah, I've seen part 3.
Dude,
that
yeah,
one's fucking wild.
Part 2 just.
Part 2 was the Schindler's
it hurt
List.
my head. He literally just like clonks him in the head with a crowbar.
Fuck
like,
yeah, she had that fucking baby in the car as
Dude,
she's escaping and like just stomps on its fucking head because she's so out of it.
Yeah, dude, that was so fucking. Some movies are like, god damn, dude.
Dude,
They're
back-
meant to push those boundaries.
Back in the day when I got into all this, we'll talk about that later if you want. We would be on eBay, like just searching for the craziest fucking movies, and we'd
Bermudas.
fuck yeah, dude. We have a song about that too.
Bermudas.
Lord of the Living Dead.
Lord of the Living Dead.
The only fucking movie with a kill count at the end.
Yeah.
And we just go on eBay and look for the fucking craziest movies, and we try to find the versions that were longer because it'd give you more street cred if you had like the uncut version. So I'd spend like $60 to $100 a paycheck to get these shitty VHS movies that have been recorded over like 50 times just to get those extra 2 minutes. And it was cool, man. You knew about shit that nobody had, and you could just talk about it. And you had a little collection, a little community that was like all about it, and it was amazing.
Yeah, I was like I've never really been into horror movies, but those like mainstream American horror movies that come out, like
Dude, I actually really like the remake of Dawn of the Dead.
That was actually
the
I do too.
2003
Fucking
one.
good.
I do
It
too,
is,
man. I'm not gonna lie
Yeah, I
about
like
it.
that
running.
one.
The Asian guy with his fucking arm off, he's just like, rah, running
I think the
around.
best remake I've ever
Hauling
seen
ass.
is fucking The Hills Have Eyes. That's
Yeah,
the
that
first
was-
time in my
That
life.
was terrible too.
I hear about people that talk about how, when Dracula came out, people were having to leave the theater, you know? Well, I was like, that's bullshit, because I guess it was a different time, but that's the only movie I've ever seen where I was in the theater just watching it, and people would get up and left the theater because they couldn't handle it. They wouldn't.
Yeah, there
That's
was some
the only
pretty
time
rough scenes, dude.
It was
I'm
so
not gonna
good.
lie.
What do you think about like a lot of these like mainstream horror movies, like
I don't.
Unfriended and like
I don't watch.
they're just
PG-13
nothing
horror.
but
There's
jump
nothing-
scares?
I can't stand it. That's why I like Italian and foreign movies way better. There are some good indie movies that are really good, that are purposely schlocky, but not overly, that I can get into.
So, do you have any unreleased music, and you have any plans to release any new music, or was
Yeah,
the split?
Kevin-
We had to wait a while for that casket case split, and there's no
Yeah.
excuse for that.
There
so-
is actually. My hand fucked up, so I was waiting for it to get
Yeah,
better.
what happened with that, man? What happened to your hand?
Oh man. Okay. I had uncontrolled
Too much,
diabetes
uncontrolled-
and some shit. I lost some nerve damage, and I also had
Take care of yourself.
also
asshole.
fucking palsy happened.
Oh,
Some Bell's
man.
palsy happened.
Yeah.
So like that's why my
That's
face
not
is even
very-
more fucked up.
It doesn't. I mean, it's not really
And,
really noticeable.
Like I don't know if you can tell, but like I can't. I can do it over here, but I can't do it
Really?
here. Yeah. And this is the hand I'm just
Dude,
working
you
at
need
the-
to take care of yourself,
working.
man.
That's better now. But working at the pizza place, I would fold boxes and shit, and that's how I would help get my dexterity
yeah,
back.
get your motor
And
skills.
that's
Well,
it.
fuck, maybe you should play bass and then you get your shit back.
I've been working on it, man.
Well,
It's
I can't
gotten
play
better.
drums, though, but I can play guitar.
You're gonna play bass, motherfucker. I got drums. I
Yeah.
still do that shit.
I got a Schecter over there, man. It's a Schecter Omen 4. It's nothing too special, but it's nice bass, dude.
I have the shittiest equipment, but it's the most punk rock.
Dude, yeah, man. Throw some fucking distortion on that bass.
Dude, I just got a turbo rat
How
distortion.
did you get that that bass, by the way?
It
Was
was
it
a-
a Dean?
It was a Dean, and it was I think
You don't use
it
that
was
one
you.
anymore,
I
huh?
do.
You still
that's
use
that's
it?
that's Clementine.
Yeah.
Clementine. That's
Yeah.
the old girl.
That's a good bass, dude. I never forget getting. Yeah.
It's Richard's bass.
Nah, that's yours, man.
I've had it forever.
I can't remember what we traded for it, dude.
I think
He
I think
had like a bass neck with a lawnmower blade screwed into it.
Oh yeah, I did.
I still have that thing, dude.
It was like
I
a
traded it. I just
zombie
wanted it.
cruncher.
Yeah, the zombie beater.
There we go.
And I fucking I gave him a sausage and mushroom pizza from fucking Domino's. for
Dude,
that
I think I
thing.
remember you telling me about that like fucking 8 years
Pretty
ago.
cool though. I hung on my wall for a while. I just thought it was the most savage shit.
Oh man, Richard's been around forever, ever since he was little.
Yeah, I think most of us have. You dumb fuck.
Yeah, he's
You know,
been around since he
I'm
was
gonna
born.
I'm gonna let you have that one.
Yeah, you better, motherfucker.
have
You
it.
better.
You can have it.
Yeah, I
yeah.
still remember like way back in the day going over to Richard's house. He's like, "Hey, we're gonna walk down the street and hang out with my buddy Myke," and then hanging out on your front porch.
Fuck, I remember Richard coming and like getting off the fucking bus. And he was like 3 feet tall with a fucking backpack that was like 10 times his size.
Man, that was all of us, dude. They didn't give us fucking lockers, dude.
Yeah, I
even
remember
in high
that
school,
shit.
dude.
In junior high,
the year that we went to junior high, they took away all the lockers. So you know all those
Fucking lockers
school
everywhere.
movies that you see where these kids are walking and talking by their lockers and shit. We didn't have lockers in
Where
high
the fuck
school.
am I to put my drugs at?
yeah, I remember being
Dude,
so
I just carried
excited.
them around with me all fucking day, dude.
I was so excited, like getting a tour of the school, and then they're like, "Oh, all these lockers, you can't use any of them." It's like, well, what the?
They all
like
had
the
zip
whole
ties
hallways.
all.
It's just, I was looking forward to as a kid of like putting my stuff in the locker and having that old movie experience, and it's like, nope. And then you get to high school, nope.
So, what are some bands that you're interested in playing some shows with around here?
Around here?
Anywhere, really.
Like, I'd love to play with...
Well, if you could just boom tomorrow, you have a show and we're prepared.
And prepared. Good.
Yeah.
Man. And does it have to be, like, they're active now? Or...
Of course, we're
Of
fucking
course.
playing a show, you dumb fuck.
Okay. Definitely the Riders. Definitely Five Cent Freak Show. Definitely fucking Critical Condition. They're fucking amazing. If, I'd love to play with the
Yeah,
Nightbirds.
yeah.
DI.
Dude, the Slave Labor was pretty fucking good.
Fuck yeah, man. He can kill on
Yeah,
drums,
those dudes are
too.
pretty good. But
Everybody. Let's play with everybody.
just play with everybody. Who knows, man? I think that's pretty cool that there's like a thriving underground scene around here. You know what I mean? That you don't really know about unless you're in the loop of knowing about it. That's fucking cool.
So I don't know if you know this, but our forefathers, is the Grave Robbers. Chris Dowden played bass for them, and Steve Redmond sang for them. And they were. Steve is the one who got me into
the Grave Robbers. Can you find their music anywhere? Like
they have it. There's some stuff on YouTube.
It's defunct. They're defunct now.
Yeah, it's old stuff. Well, not old, but from the 2000s.
So how long have you been cooking up this whole like Cemetery Static thing? When did you record? What's the oldest recording you have?
That would be the demo, the first 4 songs on the discography.
About?
They were recorded in 2004.
Really now?
Yeah. And what's cool is like, I was playing in the drums, and then
Ep.2.
Yeah.
I heard those guys were like not nice.
No, they were cool. It's things happen in hindsight, and issues with a girl and me, and
it's always a girl.
And I don't remember if I was kicked out or I quit. I don't remember, but there was resentment there towards the girl and to the guys. I'm like, man, fuck these guys. Fuck all this bullshit. I'll do it myself. And then I was working at a Diamond Shamrock, and the guy I knew from high school, from junior high, came in. He's like, man, I don't have any money to pay for this gas, but I got this shitty bass guitar, and I've got a bass amp and some chords and shit. I'll give it to you for a full tank. I'm like, oh, okay. I took it home. Nice. And I had a fucking learn to play bass book, like the shitty, like ones you get at the music store.
How old are you? 14?
No, I was like 18, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
It was like senior year, so yeah, 18. And I went home, looked up learned how to play the tabs from the book. I'm like, man, I'm just gonna go online and get, because there was bass tab archive back in the day, and I got a bunch of bass tabs from TSOL, the Adolescents,
Fuck yeah,
Government Issue, Minor Threat, the Misfits, and other bands that I was into, and I learned how to play those songs, and I just started making patterns of my own and learning how to write bass, and that's how those songs came about. And when I recorded them on my Tascam 4-track cassette recorder, and I didn't have any lyrics for any of those songs. So all those 4 songs that were on that demo were just freestyled over. I had no idea what I was saying. I just had the title and knew what I wanted it to be about, and I just basically freestyled it in one take, and that's how that came out. There's no lyrics for them.
That's great though, dude. Honestly, that's kind of a phase of a lot of fully fledged songs. It's gonna take a little bit further, I guess. I think you learn that later on though, as you develop your skills as a musician.
Yeah, I personally like can't play anything, and I'm looking into like getting a piano and trying that out and everything, and kind of looking forward to like how to go about it. I was thinking about just like learning the basics and everything, kind of like,
yeah, dude. Like,
how a lot of people do it.
You could take lessons from.
Yeah, and then man, just finding like a couple of songs and start playing and getting comfortable with it.
The piano, there's certain punk bands that have piano players, like TSOL for one. They're fucking amazing. Fucking the Stooges had on Raw Power. They had a piano player and it was awesome. I love the Stooges, dude. It's one of the best bands ever. But anything else you want to add? Any new announcements or anything like that? Excited for the future, man. Excited for some
man.
shows?
We've got a lot of stuff lined up. We're supposed to put out an EP on cassette with Kevin and his collective. Next up.
That's pretty fucking cool.
It is. I'd always wanted to do a tape release. That'd be so cool.
That would be cool.
And we talked about I just got to start recording it now. So maybe pay you and get some recording done.
Dude,
like 4 or 5 songs.
Cool. Yeah, whatever, man. We'll do it however you want to do it. You know, I'm still kind of learning this whole audio production thing, but we can definitely make it happen.
What's like super cool is like how this all started, like from like the inception of everything, like how I got to here, and it's like, you want to hear about it?
Of course I want to hear about it.
I don't think I've ever told you about it, but like my dad was a heavy equipment mechanic, and he worked with like Bechtel and Gar and all these.
Hey, shout out to Tempered Steel. Shout out to Tempered Steel.
Nice.
Mike Hall Sr. The boy can write a song.
Yeah, he was a lot of honky-tonk bands back in the day and shit. My mom said when they'd play and she was pregnant with me, like, he'd be playing the drums, and, like, when he'd play Wipeout, she'd have to get up and, like, walk out of the club because I'd be beating the fuck out of her from the inside.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Dude, that's insane, because my mom actually has the same story, like, where her and my dad, she was pregnant with me or something, and my mom went to a rock show, some rock club in the 80s. Like, I don't know if you ever heard of the Rock Ranch.
Mm-mm.
It was something like this. It was like a studio area with different, like, venues and bars and shit that existed in Houston in, like, the 80s. My dad
I think I've heard someone mention it before.
It's not around anymore, but anyways, my mom, the band started playing, and I started doing fucking flips inside her stomach, and they had to leave.
Yeah, I think
same thing,
because
man.
we're so fucking hardcore,
We just start moshing. We're like the DRI symbol, like
for
the
real
inside
on the
uterus,
inside, exactly.
inside of a uterus instead of a circle.
Like the cover of the fucking Split.
Yeah, exactly like that, dude. That's Split. First off, your album artwork is great. I like your very bold style, man. Do you have any like aspirations to do any sort of graphic work like that? Like, you could probably get someone to pay you to do some artwork.
I thought about it, but
It gets very like Nick Blinko.
He's a major influence for real.
Yeah.
Him and Raymond Pettibon from did all the Black Flag shit.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So good.
Dude, yeah, Black Flag's art was great, man. I had a Nervous Breakdown shirt in high school. It was a white one with the blue, the pin work. I think my mom threw that shit
So
away.
good, man.
Someone threw that away.
So going back to when my dad started it all. I was born. We were living in Santa Fe at the time, and he left to go overseas to work, and first place he went to was Indonesia, and then came back, and I was already in school by this time. And when I was in second grade, we got the okay to go family status to St. Croix, and
Did you live in Kuwait for a while?
Yeah, I'm getting there. I was raised on honky-tonk, old outlaw country music. That's what was played.
Merle Haggard.
Yeah, the good stuff.
I hate.
And then we went to St. Croix, and I was in like first or second grade, and I got introduced to reggae and stuff, and I was all into it.
So what were some of the original, like, your influencing artists in the reggae genre?
Oh man, fucking Toots and the Maytals. Everybody says
They're
Bob
great.
Marley, but that's the default. That Bob Marley's there's so many good ones, like
very good.
Israel Vibrations, fucking Still Pulse, Black Uru. I'm
Dude, I
fucking the
love
Wailing
dub.
Souls.
Dub is like a very underappreciated genre of
Me
music.
and my
But the
buddy
people
Chris
that do
down.
appreciate it,
Dub is the teacher, my friend. Dub is the teacher.
yes, it's beautiful. The bass turned up super loud,
Dude,
way
it's
louder
so
than the
good.
guitar, and like the
Shout out the fucking scientist, man. King
Yeah.
Tubby and the scientist.
King Tubby.
Even Alpha Stepper's pretty fucking good.
Oh yeah. Have you ever heard of a band called Ocean Roots? Like anywhere around Galveston? Or they're like a reggae band that I know we might, have on here at some point.
That's cool as fuck, man.
But
Yeah, I remember when I was in high school, I had like a huge reggae fad. I think I had like these, I forget what brand it was, like Supers or something.
You gotta understand, at one point in time, it was just trendy to wear like the Jamaican colors.
Do you
Yeah.
remember the shoes?
I vaguely do.
I had these
actually.
high top shoes that were made out of hemp, and they come with like the green, yellow, or red laces. And I
Wow.
spent 2 hours to have all three of them. So you had like the green laces and the yellow laces and the red laces.
Dude, it's like
Dude, I watched a video of me in junior high the other day, or actually last night, and I had fucking bar laces on my shoes. Like, when's the last time you saw those?
damn.
I remember when that shit
Oh,
came
some
out.
Etnies, some fat etnies. I was like, yo.
Yeah, everybody was like fucking like, oh, you did the bars? Can you do my shoes?
Yeah.
You
Like, it was a
got,
big
skate
thing.
shoes, but do you skate?
Yeah, dude. Well, dude, you know where I grew up. I
know.
couldn't really learn to skate out there on that.
Hell,
road.
on the fucking gravel.
Yeah. that
Oh,
was
hell no,
terrible.
man.
But we were in St. Croix, and then I fell in love with reggae and got on to all that. And I was little. I was in fucking second grade. And then a year or two there,
Who showed you Toots in third grade?
they were playing it. The neighbors were playing it and
Okay.
shit.
Anyways, okay.
Oh, yeah.
St. Croix.
Yeah, I was a minority. I was the fat white kid. and a sea of just amazing
culture.
Yeah, it was amazing. And then we moved back to Alvin, and about third grade, my dad went over to Kuwait, and then we got to follow him about a year later. So fourth grade and fifth grade, I lived in Kuwait, and got in another fucking culture. It was just amazing culture. And we went to a school where there was people from all over the world. We were just a fucking melting pot school. It was the American School of Kuwait, but there were people from Israel. There were people there that were Arabs. There were people there from fucking Greece.
Awesome.
It was just a melting pot of
Never
everybody.
told me the whole story.
And we were just hanging out, and it was like all these different cultures mingling together. And I remember going in our apartment complex and going to my buddy's house from France. Andreas, if you're still out there, he had these awesome like gas-powered model planes that he used to fly out there. But he had a bunch of heavy metal tapes, like Iron Maiden, Guns N' Roses, and then I found them, and my dad had them too, and I was like, what the fuck?
King Diamond.
So I listened to this shit along with the reggae, and I think I had a fucking UB40 one, and it was just, I was mixing all this shit.
Yeah,
I was loving it, dude. I love UB40. Fuck off if you don't like UB40. But all that just came to me, and I was like into it. And being in Kuwait for that time, I had no idea what was going on here, and I was just coming up, and I don't know what the fuck, you know.
So what age were you when you moved back?
When we moved back here, I was I was halfway through fifth grade, so we moved back here. And
culture shock, huh?
Yeah, I was weird. I was the fucking outcast, weird kid, because I don't know what the fuck's going on here. I was out of the country. I don't know what's going on. And these guys, this Santa Fe school I went to, it's where the rednecks met the hood, and there was these fucking white kids acting like they were gangsters, and Mexican kids. Nobody fucking liked me because they thought I wasn't from here. They're just like, we don't like your kind here. I remember going into the fucking bathroom, and this big old fucking redneck guy, I forgot his fucking name, but he like threw me into the stall and tried to push my head in the toilet. We don't like your kind. Don't speak Kuwaitian around me. And I'm like, it's Kuwaiti, you fuck.
That's crazy.
And I turn around and I fucking punch him in the fucking mouth. And then the teacher comes in, and I get in trouble for hitting the guy. And
kids are fucking mean. God damn.
Oh yeah.
I felt completely isolated. Everybody hated me. Everybody tried to kick my ass. Like riding home from school was a fucking chore because these kids on the bus would fucking wait for me to get off the bus and try to beat. Most of the time, they did beat the shit out of me. And I didn't have any friends, so I would just listen to my fucking heavy metal and my reggae tapes when I got home.
Was it harder to like adjust to living over there or like coming back?
Coming back, man. It was it was awful here. So
kids are just generally different here.
Yeah, kids are fucking assholes here.
So like sixth grade, I was here in Alvin, and I tried to figure out who I was and shit. You know, comics, fucking super robots, everything, the cool shit.
Fuck yeah.
Back to like figuring out who I was and still being an outcast and not fitting in. And then the first day of junior high, I got on the bus. We had just moved to our property out in the country. And I got on the bus, and I was wearing these long-ass tube socks with shorts, and they had the two blue stripes on them. And this kid looks at me, and he comes over to my fucking seat, and he's like, hey, take your shoe off and take one of your socks off. I'm like, why? And I look down, he's wearing fucking tube socks too, and his are red. He's like, we're switching socks for the day. I'm like, okay. He's like, okay, I'm
fucking weird.
I'm Eric, and you're my lackey now, so you're gonna like what I like, and you're gonna be my friend. I'm like, okay.
That's
I didn't have
fucking
any friends.
shit.
I didn't have any friends.
God damn.
So me and Eric would hang out, and Eric was into like Voodoo Glow Skulls and fucking Operation Ivy, ska, punk.
Yeah,
and
Pennywise.
he just fucking showed me all this cool music that was like all the parts of what I liked already. So I just fucking jumped to it. And I was Eric's lackey for fucking like 3 years all through junior high. I did what he said, and he was always like, he got me into so many awesome types of music. He's the one that got me into power violence, grindcore, hardcore, fucking punk, ska music.
Dead Tulips with? Is that who did Field of Dead Tulips?
No. That was Brian.
Oh, different guy.
But he got me into Gore Grind and all. He had everything.
Casualties.
Fuck, he got me into them.
Fucking band is good.
He had everything, and like, I put up with his bullshit because like I low self-esteem, but he would also had all the good shit, and I could like learn. And he told me he played in a lot of fucking badass bands too. He was in Landfill. He played in
Landfill is great. I remember Landfill.
Peasant, man, they were so good.
Peasant was awesome,
dude. It was like, oh man.
Can you find any of this music online, man?
Yes,
it's like a
you go
whole
look on YouTube,
lost
man.
Generation, the scene of music that's came up around here.
Hell yeah!
You can still find By the End of Tonight.
Oh yeah, you can.
Like on iTunes.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
But we learned all that shit from him. That's when I separated and started my own journey and finding my own like favorite hardcore and punk and shit. And
found your niche in horror.
Found it. But the thing is, this is where I'm gonna fucking throw some hot takes, because fuck the Misfits. Straight up, I'm not gonna lie. Fuck the Misfits, because there's one band that's horror and they're fucking hardcore and they're the fucking realest.
Morning Noise?
Fuck yes, Morning Noise, man.
I'm told you I'm good.
They're so, man, Mr. K and Mr. B, they're the coolest fucking people. And they're actually really cool to the people that talk to them, and they're like them, and they're criminally underrated. And I'm like, if you want me to pick out my favorite Misfits record, it's gonna be Static Age,
dude.
And then I hear fucking Earth AD,
Earth AD,
and I'm like, what? They're trying to fucking sound like a third-rate Morning Noise. Morning Noise did this back.
I think they're trying to just keep with the times. The hardcore exploded right around that time.
The thing
and they
is,
had to stay relevant.
Misfits,
they couldn't play slow. People would have hated them like they hated Flipper.
The thing is, like, if you do the research and shit, Jerry and them, they stole everything from the fucking Undead from fucking California.
Really?
There's fucking video evidence. There's fucking evidence on records. It was all lifted. I mean, they made it famous and shit, but the fucking best, my horror influence is fucking 1,000% Morning Noise. And I will fucking put that line in the sand. You love me or hate me, that's my position. Morning Noise is fucking where it's at. And
dude, but, I mean, you know, of course, I don't really care for anything after Danzig left. The Misfits. Dude.
I'm good on that.
All right, Michael Graves, Dig Up Her Bones is a catchy song, but other than that, I don't want to listen to any Michael Graves or Jerry Only music. It's comically bad now. It's an image. It's there. I don't like.
If you want good horror punk, you need to listen to Morning Noise. Simple
Morning
as that.
Noise, as in I like grieving and mourning.
Yeah,
like,
MOURNING.
Yeah.
Morning Noise.
It's great, man. What's a good album that you would recommend to this guy if you wanted to get into like?
Yeah, because all this is like a foreign language to me.
I would start out with Morning Noise. That'd be my fucking Bible right there.
Okay.
Death Trip Delivery. They're actually getting re-release on Cleopatra Records. It's supposed to be coming out sometime this year, so it's gonna be awesome. I would definitely scoop that up.
Fuck yeah. I was actually telling him about how you know like every Star Wars character.
I used to. I'm way...
Not anymore.
No. I'm way out of the Star Wars shit.
Dude, the new fucking Star Wars movies are ass.
I haven't seen any of them. I haven't even watched The Mandalorian.
Really? You know what? You probably would like that.
I need to watch The Mandalorian.
I should check it out.
If you really enjoyed the old like original trilogy and stuff like that, then The Mandalorian really calls back to that.
Look, like that. That lamp right there is actually like the dark saber.
That's what it looked. I thought that's what it looked like.
Yeah, that's the dark saber.
That's what it is. I don't even know what that is. I got it for Christmas.
That's cool as fuck.
that's how far behind I am.
Yeah, he told me, he's like, I need to watch The Mandalorian so I know what this is. I was like, no, dude, you had like 2 other shows that you need to watch to understand that.
Man,
there's some lore behind that thing right there.
So I've been rethinking about how I got into horror and everything, and I'll trace it back to fucking Scooby-Doo, bro.
Scooby-Doo.
Old school Scooby-Doo, before Scrappy-Doo.
Creeper.
Dude, those episodes were badass. And then fucking,
Don Knotts.
when they teamed up with Batman all the time and shit.
Oh, yeah. Don Knotts and the Addams Family.
Yeah, I got, like, that band Ghost BC.
Mm-hmm.
I got, like, it's almost ruined for me because someone... like described it as spooky Scooby-Doo music. Now every time I listen to him, that's all I can think about.
Kind of right.
Yeah.
Like, Hey, dude, that Zombie Island.
I haven't.
Scooby-Doo the movie on Zombie Island, bro.
The original
it's an
movie?
actual fucking zombie movie, but it's Scooby-Doo. And
Really?
there's like undead zombies and their heads fall
I've seen all
off
those
and
pornos with hot Velma and shit.
stuff. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's weird. But,
Velma was hot in the Scooby-Doo 2, the live-action movie. Yeah.
Was she hot before they made her hot in the movie? Where they
Oh,
take
dude,
the
that chick is
glasses
hot.
off and everything?
That chick from she played in Grandma's Boy, and she played the main character
That's
on,
who that
on
was?
That's
Freaks
her?
and Geeks.
Oh,
She
shit.
plays Velma.
Wow.
Yeah, Freaks and Geeks is a good show. I like that.
But then it was like the fucking Monster Squad, man. The Monster Squad is you need to check out the Monster Squad if you haven't watched it.
Why does that
Why is
sound
it- yeah, it
fucking
sounds so familiar.
dude?
Fucking
Monster
awesome. From
Squad.
the 80s as a kid, it's like the Goonies and meets the Universal Monsters.
Oh.
And Stan Winston, they didn't have the rights to
I've
the
seen
Universal
that.
Monsters, so Stan Winston created all these Universal Monsters, like his own style, and they're so good. The
Really?
Wolfman is my favorite werewolf of all time. He doesn't have a muzzle, and he looks more bat-like, but he's fucking nuts, man.
I like the werewolf from American Werewolf in London at the very end.
Everybody says that, but I
That
don't
dude
like
looks
it.
fucking crazy.
And then,
Or the even Van Helsing.
fuck you.
Damn.
God damn it.
I think
Hey,
you're on
dude,
your
that's
own
a
there.
good movie, dude.
Eat
I
dick.
don't give a shit, man.
Have
fucking-
you seen it recently?
Have you seen the werewolves from
I heard
Dog
it
Soldiers?
didn't age very well.
It does not age well. I seen it like a
Oh.
couple years ago, and I was like,
Look,
oh,
I'm
this
playing a
is
fucking
laughable.
video game. A fucking shitty werewolf.
Oh, man.
Ugh, my pubes look like a better werewolf.
Yeah.
I got a bush down there. But anyway,
I bet you ain't seen that shit in a few years.
I
huh?
can now, and I've lost fucking 80 pounds. It still looks like a pinky, but
Were you playing peekaboo at first when you lost like 40 pounds?
I was like, I had some fucking mirrors on the bottom of my shoes, so I could if I threw some fucking like powder on it, I could tell where it was because if I had to take a piss.
Oh my god.
But
dude.
anyway,
It's disgusting.
and then fucking the Ninja Turtles. The guys who made the Ninja Turtles, they also made the toys from the Toxic Avenger. And the Toxic Avenger was a cartoon, and I loved it. And my mom went to the video store when this came out. I was fucking in elementary school. And she rented me the Toxic Avenger, not knowing what the fuck it was. And I'm watching the Toxic Avenger when she's going to bed, and I'm seeing tits. I'm seeing a guy fucking run over this
Yeah,
dude's
it's
head and
pretty
shit.
gory,
It's
huh?
the gory as fuck.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be watching this shit, but I'm glued to it. And then my mom comes out because I'm like, fucking getting all down on it. And she sees like a fucking screen full of tits and blood. She's like, oh, what the shit? What the fuck is this?
It's fucking hilarious.
Man, but it was it for me. And then Stephen Redmond, like I said, from the Grave Robbers, got me into like the deep shit, the Italian horror. And Eric was also into the horror movies, and you know, those guys were my influences, and that's all. That's
Dude, have you seen
where it came
Black
from.
Summer? Do you have Netflix?
I do.
Bro,
That's
have you-
the.
Black Summer, that zombie fucking show.
It's a spin-off of what movie? It's spin-off of one of the other Netflix zombie shows.
I'm not really too
I didn't
sure,
like
dude.
Black Summer.
Dude, Black Summer is crazy, dude. It's
It was
fucking
crazy.
zombie-
It
it's a
was
zombie
crazy
show,
and
dude.
like it had a shock value and everything, but like the story, I don't know. It didn't really click with
I
me.
kinda
It'll be
got-
like a person. You'll think a person's the main character, and you just get killed like in a very.
It's like Game of Thrones, but with
meaningless
zombies.
Way. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
I got out of zombie
Not
movies
as
completely
intelligent
just
as Game of
because it's so played out. I've been really.
Did you watch
getting into-
Train to Busan?
I have seen the trailers. I've not seen the movie. I
That
heard it's
movie is
amazing though.
Fucking good.
Yeah, that movie
It's
is-
on Netflix.
It's
man.
probably like the most wild, off the fucking wall zombie movie. I seen the trailer for the second one. They're like Tokyo drifting through zombies and doing all kinds of
there's the
crazy
second
shit.
one.
Every time I hear
Yeah.
something about gore and trains, I always think about that first scene of Suicide Club.
Oh
When all the fucking, they're all lined
the
up.
schoolgirls just jump in front of the
Yeah, and
Suicide
fucking like
Club
a
is
grease slick.
That movie is crazy.
You know what's funny?
Because the dead
Cause they shine all night long. I have a song, a cemetery sax song called Suicide Circle, and that's the chorus. Because they shine all night long.
What's
Apparently
that?
he's really famous. His name is Rolly.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I've heard. Yeah, I actually delved into that a little bit, man. That shit is crazy. You gotta
What
watch
was
that
that
movie.
movie? What was that movie you showed me a couple years ago? and it like starts. It's like the dude, he's wearing that suit and he's got blades on the feet.
Itchy the Killer.
Itchy the
fucking killer, man.
She put that on and then just kind of sat back, and I remember just watching like that opening scene where he like comes on the plant, and it's just like,
yeah, watching that chick get beat. No, that's horrible.
My buddy Shane, one night I go to his house after work, and we didn't start. He just put on automatically. We watched in the same night. We watched Suicide Club, Battle Royale, Old Boy. Then we watched Itchy the Killer, and Ricky O, the story of Ricky.
Ricky O.
Fuck yeah! Fucking pulls out his guts.
Oh my god, dude! Rick in this movie, it's kind of like a martial arts movie, not really. It's like they sell the main character like he's this martial arts master god, but like
goes to a prison.
Anyways, dude, yeah, he goes to prison and he's like fighting through all these gang members, and dude, he fucking gets cut on his arm, and it like rips, it cuts his tendon, so his wrist is all flopping. So he's like, they're standing, and the guy's like, "What are you gonna do now?" And he's just like, grabs his tendon with his teeth, and he's just like, and then ties it together, and then just ties a knot with his tendon, and then is able to move his hand.
Jeez.
And then he fights this other dude, and like fucking the guy cuts his stomach open, his guts fall out, and Ricky's like, "You don't have to be like this." And the guy's like, "You fuck you," and he puts his fucking intestines around Ricky's neck and is trying to strangle him to death.
Yeah, it's a comically gory. It's
the
like
best part was the end.
It's very campy.
The main
bad guy.
Bad guy is the warden.
Yeah,
and he turns into this fucking like
weird
monster. And the whole fucking spoiler alert. He fucking takes the guy and like throws him into this like meat grinder, like fucking shreds him to death.
Yeah.
And then the movie ends. He's walking slowly out of the prison.
You know what was a terrible movie that you showed me?
What?
Basket Case.
Dude, I was talking about Basket Case too, man.
Really?
What? That?
I understand.
What are you gonna do? That little
campy.
fucking.
I understand.
That little Bilal motherfucker is gonna rape the girl you like, and then you both fall out the fucking window and die.
That movie is.
But there's like a Basket Case 2 and 3 and shit. I don't want to see him.
Yeah, Battle Royale, that's the movie I always tell y'all about back when we used to play
Battle
PUBG.
Royale.
Because that's the inspiration for Battle Royale games and everything.
Yeah, it's like the inspiration behind the Hunger Games and all that.
You know, in college, I wrote a paper about, we had to write, something was a movie that was culturally significant. So I wrote one about Dawn of the Dead, and she wouldn't have it. She was like, "I'm not doing this."
Really?
Yeah, and I'm like, well, you have people doing ones about Hunger Games that's killing kids and shit, so why can't I write this? There's been master's papers about this movie and shit.
Yeah, it's the movie that like helped create the genre of zombie films.
They got so many political and socio-political undertones about materialism and the collective of humanity and shit. It's just crazy. So why won't you let me have it? And so we had to take it all the way up to the dean. And the dean's like, "There's actually been papers written about this. It's okay."
That's ridiculous.
But then I got a 0 on it because I went over the word count. It was like 10 pages.
You did more than what was required, so...
If you did over everything, it's gone.
You went over the word count?
Yeah, I got a 0 because of the word. I went over word count.
That's bad teaching right there.
It was a good paper, though.
You know, when I was in college, I actually wasn't that great at meeting word counts, but like
when you were in college for like a month?
I went to college for a few years.
You went to beauty school. Is that true? I can do your braids.
Girl, you got your weed gig, girl. Man, you gotta hustle.
Oh, man.
Is that where you learned to do the eyeliner?
No, the girl I was at the time did that. But I did braid my pubes. My back hair is a Mac. It's like
you braid them?
Dude, I look like a fucking dreaded out Sasquatch. Or like Blanca from Street Fighter.
Dude, this guy's fucking hairline like his beard connects with his neck hair on the back, and his
goes down. I look like a razorback.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Like Zangief from behind, you know? It's crazy. My ass hair looks like Chewie's fucking face.
God damn. Well,
yeah,
shit, man.
I have like weird genetics where like this right here is all that's gonna grow.
Oh man.
Yeah, and I don't have any. Like I got a chest tattoo
you
being worked on.
That
doesn't even need to shave.
On the floor.
You need to borrow the fucking something from Tim Armstrong over here.
Hey, one day it's gonna kick
Dude,
in.
he looks completely fucking different
Looks
now. than
nuts,
used to.
doesn't he?
Yeah, he looks like a fucking...
Homeless person that's crazy.
Yeah, he looks... Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't want
telling
to say
you.
he looks rough. He just looks extra...
He does
looks
look rough.
extra punk.
He looks
Dude,
like
Fat
extra
Mike
rough.
looks fucking rough too now.
He looks like he needs to just fucking lay down.
Yeah,
because
dude.
he looks like he's done.
Alcohol is bad, dude. You can't get drunk every show.
When your wife leaves you and you get all that weird shit going on, you just don't. You fall apart.
Yeah,
That's when you
guess
need
you're right.
Jesus.
that
Shout out to
documentary,
Tempered Steel.
American
Tempered Steel.
Underground. Like, I think the thing that
American
surprised me.
Hardcore.
Oh, sorry, American Hardcore. The thing that surprised me the most was that like almost all of them are still alive.
A lot.
Like, there's one guy who they said that like the date he was born and died and everything, and every single other person's alive.
There's a lot of that met untimely, but a lot of sad deaths from old bands.
I think NoFX actually wrote a song called like Doornails or something, and it's literally like an elegy of every punk, like every notable punk rocker. That
You know what pisses me off about NoFX? They put out one good record and disavow it.
yeah,
Maximum Rock and Roll is the best
Dude,
NoFX.
they hate that album.
It's the
They
only.
pretend
It's
it doesn't
my
exist, and that shit
favorite.
is great.
That's the only NoFX album I listen to. It's
Yeah.
got all the best shit on it.
And you say
Yeah.
the band themselves hate it.
Because there's only. It wasn't what we know as NoFX today, but
Yeah.
it was the best NoFX album ever.
I have mixed feelings about the whole skate punk genre, like that whole thing. You know?
A lot of that is like you have to like it because, well, in my case, have to like it because I'm in punk rock in the clique and everybody
Yeah.
listens to it, and you know.
It was because
That's
you're not
how
a
it was.
skater.
All I'm saying is there's punks where if you show them certain punk and they're gonna be like,
That's everything though.
you know what I mean?
I think that's just
Punk is crazy, dude.
It's weird because it's like the ultimate contradiction.
It
It's
is.
like we're so open-minded, but we're so closed-minded.
At the back, yeah.
It's okay if you're
Beautiful.
different, but try to look exactly like us. And I
Oh,
found
yeah.
that to be more true with like when I was in Sweet Tea in the reggae band. It's like if you don't look the part, no one's gonna fucking fuck with you. They
I
don't-
think if the content is good and then the music is good, content over everything. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Content.
Yeah, like that should be all that matters.
I feel you on that.
It's
but
like when people talk about movie stars and shit. They're like, "Oh, I hate Tom Cruise because he's a weirdo." It's like,
that doesn't
but his
seem-
movies,
are good.
Yeah, and it's just like that's where it ends for me. It's like I don't care what you're doing. You're a fucking actor or actress. That's your job. If I like it or don't like it, that's it.
Fucking
feel that.
Scientology, man.
Yeah,
Golly.
all right, that shit's weird. I
That
agree
shit's
that he's a
weird.
fucking weirdo.
I'm
but like,
certified clear.
everybody gets
Fucking
down
weird.
on Mission
Thetan-
Impossible.
My thetan levels. My thetan levels are through the roof.
I got so many bad things inside me.
I think my favorite thing about Scientology is what's her name from
Leah Remini.
Yeah, Leah Remini. Did I say it right?
King of Queens.
King
Leah,
of Queens?
Leah Remini. Anyways,
Her whole thing about when she's talking
she
about
did a whole
like,
expose.
Yeah,
the
I watched
moment
it.
she clicked out of it was like when they brought her into like the folder, like the secret thing. They got to go back there, and they're like, and her mom's there, like, you're gonna learn the secret about how the world came to be. All that, and she's like all pumped and excited. She's like, oh, years of this, and then she reads
this
it, and
is
it's like,
really?
what the fuck is this?
And I paid you $4 billion for this kind of bullshit.
Like Xenu,
fucking
and
Lord.
fucking Xenu died, and his alien spirit blew up into a volcano, and then boiled out, and then
Yeah,
that
that
became
South
our
Park
souls.
episode. That South Park episode.
That's
when
that's
it-
one for one.
That's really. It says this is what Scientologists actually believe, and that's very
They're so good about like outing religious
tongue
like
in
that.
cheek. They're
For
the
real.
fucking gods. Yeah, I love South Park, man.
God, can you imagine like spending all that money, all that time and shit, and then you just get to read that? And you're
First
like,
of all, you're fucking dumb for spending that kind of money for that kind of stupidness. You should know better. That's when they have you brainwashed.
I don't
what
know.
happens to a lot of people, a lot of things. I mean,
I
it's
think
just like,
they catch them when they're the most vulnerable.
Teenagers. Well, shit, man. It's great to have you on.
I had a good time, man.
Yeah, I
It's been
told you. I told you it would
Like
flow nicely. It's
first
nice
like
and
10
chill.
minutes, I'm all shaky and shit, and then I'm all just like,
Yeah, eventually it's chill. Look
We're
at you,
good.
man.
I had a good time. It was fun.
Yeah, it was, this Myke Damage with the cemetery static. some new content gonna come out soon if I'm gonna be part of this motherfucker.
Hell yeah, I was gonna make it happen.
Yeah, definitely. I got a lot of music I need to listen to.
Hell yeah.
This whole thing, it was just like every band name. I'm just like, okay, who or what? But like, there's a lot of things I want to start listening to. I feel like I kind of missed out on this whole genre.
It's a whole ideology behind it.
I'll have to sit down and make you a list of where to start.
I'll definitely take it. I'll start listening to it.
I was telling him earlier, I said, I'll never forget, I walked into Mike's house and he had Choking Victim playing, and I was like, who the fuck is that? That's awesome. And then they ended up being awesome.
Yeah, and that documentary, I was jamming out. I was like, damn, this is like good ass music. Like,
yeah, I actually have the vinyl, the 12-inch vinyl. That's like a compilation of every band that's mentioned on American Hardcore. It's like a song. So there's one by Flipper and then one by like SS Decontrol and all those motherfuckers. Minor Threat.
I wish they would make an actual like documentary about the Texas scene. Because there's so many crazy bands from here.
Yeah, I feel like they didn't spend enough time on that.
That's our mission.
But they stayed. It was so cool that they actually like. We had our own scene here in Texas.
Wasn't it? Is it Million Dead Cops?
NDC.
Yeah.
The Dicks. DRI. We had Really Red here in Houston. We had the Hates here in Houston. We had Legionnaire's Disease. So many crazy bands. Fierce Iranians from Hell.
Really?
They were from I believe San Antonio. And like, dude, their fucking demo was awesome.
Iranians
FIFH, man.
Guys,
it's like
that's a
one of their lyrics like it was
crazy ass name.
It was called "Blow Up the Embassy," and I was like, I'm gonna get on a plane. I won't do it for glory or fame. And when it crashes, they'll see I'm insane. Put your Ronald Reagan to shame. And it's like he's talking about like basically 9/11 and getting away with it.
God damn.
It's intense, man. There were Iranian kids.
Yeah, thanks for coming and dropping these knowledge bombs.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it.
It's been a dense interview, man. I think it's been great, though.
We'll have to do it again sometime. That's cool.
Definitely do it, man. Have you on any time, talk about this shit.
Good time.
I definitely just... My main goal is I want to form like just a community, a little network where, anyone who's been on the show can be friends with each other even, what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's really making its way towards that. And hopefully next time you come on, I've listened to a lot of this music and understand what y'all talking about a little more.
We'll do this.
Watch the movie Taxidermy.
Taxidermia.
Is that the one you showed me with the kid and everything?
No, that's Suburbia. I showed him the opening scene of Suburbia where the kid gets destroyed by a dog. But no, Taxidermy is like a Hungarian fucking movie.
Yeah, it's intense, man.
The guy literally pees fire.
I know he's coming fire.
Oh, he's coming fire.
And then the flame coming from his dick comes and kind of takes the shape, like curvy shape of a woman. It's crazy, man.
It's weird.
Is it like painful for him, or is it just setting shit on fire?
No, it's like coming out of his dick. It's like crazy.
He actually taxidermies
himself with a machine.
With a machine that keeps him alive while he's doing it to himself.
It's intense, man.
It's very intense. Fuck? It's it's one of the most demented pieces of film I've ever seen.
But it's beautifully shot, just like a Serbian film.
Yeah, it's weird, man. The cinematography behind these films. It's great, man.
Good call on Taxidermy, man.
But thank you so much for having us. This has been a Dab of That podcast with Myke Damage of Cemetery Static.
That's right.
It was a good one.
Lots more fucking content coming soon.
Richard, I think the kids like it when I get down verbally with them.
Fuck yeah. And we'll leave it with that.
That line was from fucking Real Genius with Val Kilmer.
Fuck yeah. Val Kilmer. He's got a fucked up ass face now.
Fuck
he?
yeah.
All right, thank you so much. And cut.